Alright, let's finish this now, shall we? I'm Boss Up Basics, I'm back to another video, and today I'm going to finish up my top 30 favorite WrestleMania matches. Yes, I know this is a little bit late, but I mean, other reviews that came up, and yeah, I'm a little lazy when it comes to making these videos, but you know what? Consistency, ladies and gentlemen. That much I'll say. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time on this. If you want to know what my other matches are, just look at my my wrestling playlist and you'll know what matches I had on there. I finished off with the women's triple threat match. It was Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks from Mania 32. And now I'm going to start off with number 14, Edge versus Mick Foley from WrestleMania 22 and their hardcore match. Edge should have been in the main event. I made that perfectly clear when I talked about the 15 worst WrestleMania matches. When John Cena and Triple H main event, that was not a good main event in my opinion. And if you want to know my feelings about that, look at the Mania matches that I thought were absolute trash. This match, however, stole the absolute show. I mean, it came as to no shock. It was called by Joey Styles, you know, the voice of ECW. Very memorable stuff. The thumbtacks that Edge brought out, he backfired and landed on him. Foley, you know, wrapping his sock in barbed wire, and even Lita got, got a face full of barbed wire. Stop thinking about that. You stop thinking about that. It's like what JR said when Lita was jerking Edge off the ladder at WrestleMania 17. That was funny. Anyways, this was a very brutal and very fun hardcore match. Spear through the flaming tables, an infamous spot in, established Edge as a main event star that should have put in the main event, Vince. Speaking of Vince, he got his ass kicked by Shawn in a no-holds-barred match, which was really, really, really fun. JR's line when Shawn grabs the poster of Vince McMahon, yeah, take that up and shove it up his ass after he gets hit by it. That was funny. And featuring the loudest chair shot I have ever heard in my entire existence. That is saying something. Anyways, this is off topic. This was a fun match. Number 13, Kurt Angle versus Edge. Not Kurt Angle versus Edge. No, that would have been interesting if they actually had a Mania match. Kurt Angle versus Lesnar for WrestleMania 19. Kurt Angle and Edge had a very, 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 very good feud in 2002. The plans for this match were a little bit, a little changed. Angle had a very, very, very bad neck, like it was hanging on by a thread. He was supposed to undergo neck surgery, but he didn't drop the title of the Benoit at the Royal Rumble, and he gutted it out, and he put in the work and effort here. It was actually going to be Lesnar versus Benoit, but since, Angle gutted it out, we got this match instead. And holy Christ, folks, we had a match indeed. Now, I heard a couple of people say this is overrated. That's their opinion. I'm not going to change. I think this is an absolutely fantastic match. I think they had better matches later on down the line. Their SummerSlam match was very, very good. And their Iron Man match was very good as well. But overall, this is a very, 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 very good match. I have something on my arm. I don't know what that is. But, a lot of memorable stuff. Lesnar getting German suplexed into a turnbuckle. First F5 kick out. A second one, another kick out. Angle slams for all. A lot of great stuff here. The finish was supposed to be Brock hitting a shooting star press, but unfortunately he landed on his neck and concussed himself. Lesnar has no neck. It's kind of like Taz nowadays. But anyways, he concussed himself, and Angle, both men were basically dead. Third F5, and Lesnar wins and establishes a new star, and he about dies. This was a very, very, very good match. However, it's not the best match on Mania 19. Actually, funnily enough, these next two are for Mania 19. You might want to know that I like Mania 19 a lot. It's only because it's my favorite Mania of all time. Yes, I like him more than 17. You can fight me. So, we're going to continue with the WrestleMania 19 trend with Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Funnily enough, this is their only Mania encounter, which was pretty interesting because I would have liked to see them go have another Mania match. But you know what? What we got here is a classic here, ladies and gentlemen. And man, oh man, these two put on a bar burner. I would have liked to see Jericho be put over. But you know what? We can all be winners here. But again, very, very, very good match. It's actually not my favorite match. Because this list was very hard to make, as I stated before. But you know, it's two men at their prime before Jericho kind of devalued his career. More on that. HBK coming back from that brutal, you know, jaw-dropping back injury, which is kind of skeptical, and even though Shawn was pedaled out of his mind, he would even tell you that's kind of BS, but it's whatever. But yeah, this match was just great stuff. Loved it. However, it's not my favorite Mania 19 match. My favorite Mania 19 match is actually Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, their final match, the one where The Rock won. Now, this almost didn't happen. Austin was in the hospital actually before, like a few hours before this match, because he was overhydrated, he had too much caffeine in his system, and he just fainted. He did get cleared from the hospital earlier that day and had this match. It's a shame that this was Austin's actual final match. He retired at 39 years old, and then go beat the crap out of Deborah. Yeah, one of the biggest draws of all time is a woman beater. Also was not in a good mindset mentally. But, you know what? This was a fun match. You know, Rock overselling the stunner. I love it when Rock does that. The build-up was very cool as well. It involved the Hurricane of all people. And the Hurricane getting a roll-up victory on The Rock. Man, heel Rock is probably the best Rock in my opinion. The best version of him. That whole heel run is underrated, and I loved every minute of it. Oh, his Rock concerts are... oh my god, they're legendary. But... yeah, the swan song for Austin. Rock finally beat him. 3 rock bottoms. And, Austin, you know, getting his final send-off. And, Rock even thanked him backstage because, you know, he wanted to get a victory. And he thanked him backstage. And this was a very, very, very good match here. By 2 of the all-time greats. Number 10, Shawn Michaels is on the list yet again. His match against Razor Ramon from WrestleMania 10. It's a ladder match for the IC title. This was brilliant. And no, this isn't your typical use 45 ladders and just do spots and all that stuff. No, this actually had 1 ladder. It was original and it was new. Diesel tried to get into the match, but actually he got kicked out. And let these two have... I remember watching this match, and at first I thought it was cool. It wasn't very flashy. Looking back on it, it's one of my favorite ladder matches of all time. You know, the spots were needed, but not overused. You know, Shawn, you know, splashing Razor off the top. And, you know, Shawn getting his leg caught and the ladder being used as a weapon. This was just a great match here. Just fun all around. And just great match. Razor, I felt like should have been world champion, but, you know, later on in his career, his demons certainly got the best of him. Thankfully, Scott's clean. I love Scott Hall. I like him. I like Scott Hall. You know, his bad guy, you know, his bad guy character was very fun. This was his crowning achievement, and this was an absolute classic. and deservedly so. Number 9, you're going to be surprised I actually put it this high on the list. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 21. This match is underrated as hell, and it deserves a lot more praise. The SummerSlam match was good, but it wasn't as good as this. The handicap casket match that him and his dad, Bob Orton, had against Taker, it was good when Orton and Taker were in it. Bob Orton had no right to be in the ring. And then their Hell in a Cell match was pretty fun as well, but this was the better match of the pay-per-view matches that Orton and Taker had. This is the match that saved Orton's career, because after that god-awful babyface turn that happened in late 2004, Orton was dead as a character, like he had no character. He went back to his Legend Killer phase, and his match against the Dead Man is one of the best, in my opinion. One of my favorite Orton matches of all time. I did make a top 8 or top 7 Randy Orton matches. I might have to delete that one and might have to make an updated version. This will probably have to be in my top 5, because this match is absolutely incredible. Big fight feel. Taker almost putting him over. There was an opportunity where Orton had the opportunity in the streak, but didn't do it out of respect. Funny that Orton didn't do that out of respect, but yet had the audacity to take a crap at women's bags. Not even kidding, look that up. Man, Jillian Hall got a lot of crap in WWE, no pun intended. Just a lot of bad stuff. Feel bad for Jillian Hall. Anyways, that spot where Orton countered that chokeslam into the RKO had me wondering that had to end the streak. 1, 2, kick out the very last second. Orton goes for the tombstone. Taker counters it. Tombstones Orton. 1, 2, 3. What a hell of a match these two had. And a very underrated feud, I would add. These two put on an absolute barn burner. And WrestleMania 21 is, without a doubt, one of the best. However, it's not my favorite match from 21. Y'all will probably guess which one is a little bit higher on the list. Number 8, Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20 for the WWE title. They have a match at SummerSlam later on in the year. This one was a bit better, though that one was a very good match on a pretty odd show, to say the least. Bizarro, Lay, and JR. It's Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero. What else do you have to me? What else do you guys want me to say? Again, I heard a couple people say it's overrated. I mean, again, it's their opinion. It's Eddie Guerrero. I love and I miss Eddie. I just miss Eddie so much. And it's Kurt Angle. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Nothing. It's 2 men in their prime. I mean, come on. Number 7, my favorite match from WrestleMania 10 and my favorite opening match of all time. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Opening match for Mania 10. What else do you guys want me to say that hasn't been said about this match already? It's an absolute classic. Owen being put over. You know, he kicked his leg from out of his leg, as he famously said at Royal Rumble 1994. Bret, God, this match, these matches is why Bret is my favorite wrestler of all time. He puts over the people that need to be put over. He puts on a hell of a performance. He can sell well. He can get the crowd over. He can draw heat. He can be a good babyface. He can do it all. Those criticisms on certain people I don't necessarily agree with. You know, just because they're my favorite of all time doesn't mean I always have to agree with them. I mean, I love Cornette for God's sake, but I don't agree with them all the time. This match, I cannot put into words as to how much I love this match. Every time that I'm in a Mania mood, this match, whenever somebody talks about what's a very good Mania opener, this is the match I talk about. People like to say that this is a tie between Bryan and Triple H. I mean, the similarities are there, but this match was a little bit better because it was more technical, it was more sound. We knew that Bryan was going to win that opening match. We did not know that Owen was going to win this opening match. Because Bret would then later on go to face Yokozuna. And the match was actually pretty good. It was better than their Mania 9 match. But to be fair, the show was a lot better than Mania 9. Because sweet Christ, we didn't have Hulk Hogan stroking his ego. And basically just taking the piss out of everything on Mania 9. But I digress. This was a fantastic match by two very good. I miss Owen. I can't. Every time I watch that Dark Side of the Ring episode of his accident in 99 at Over the Edge, I cry. Owen should have been world champion. I'm going to move on before I start tearing up. You don't want to see me cry on camera because it gets ugly. But, moving on. Number 6, I'm going to get slapped for this. Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 26. Yeah, it's Shawn Michaels' retirement match. It was the last ever Shawn Michaels match. We're not talking about Crown Jewel here. But I digress. I have their Mania 25 matchup a little higher on the list. This was a very good setup for Shawn. Again, Crown Jewel never happened, but I digress. It was a good way to cap off Shawn's career. And, Taker, I believe, should have retired here. Though some of the Mania matches he had, like the one against Triple H at Mania 28, and his match against Punk was pretty good as well. And I guess the one with Styles was stupid and I loved it, but it was really not a match. It was just more of a spectacle. This was a very good match. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Speaking of Shawn Michaels, he's on the list again. Number 5, his match against Kurt Angle. Yes, my favorite match from Mania 21. It's Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, for Christ's sake. Their rematch at Vengeance, I can't tell which is better. And their Iron Man match was actually kind of underrated on their Raw Homecoming. I'd say that's the weakest because it was a non-finish. If you had a gun to my head and tell me which match was better between their Vengeance 2005 and their Mania match, I'd say their Mania match by a pube hair. Literally, it is so hard as to which match is better. I'd say this one because of the emotion. And, Mania, their Vengeance match, it was for Shawn to get his win back, but that was a damn good match as well. I like this a little bit more. When Angle, hit the Angle slam, but Shawn kicked out, and he's screaming, stay down! Bam! Sweet chin music from out of nowhere. No one to kick out. Angle slam from off the top. Shawn doing a moonsault like crossbody on the Angle on the announce table, and it didn't break. That was a cool moment. Angle gets the ankle lock and thinking that Shawn won after he super kicked him. Angle gets the tap out win. This was a great match by these two. I recommend it. Again, number 4. Michaels is on the list again. He's going to be for the next 2. Him and Triple H and Chris Benoit. Mania 20 triple threat for the World Heavyweight title. Look, we all know what Benoit did. Again, like I said earlier, there's a difference between the in-ring character and the outside ring character. Benoit, one of the best of all time in terms of technical wrestling and mat wrestling. Outside, he's a stone cold serial killer, and probably deservedly goes to hell for what he did for killing Nancy in Daniel. And I feel bad for David that has to have that black cloud over his head, who once again in wrestling but can't because of his father's namesake. This is one of the best Mania matches of all time. One of the best triple threats and one of the best Mania main events. Bar none. Cannot take that away. When Benoit and Eddie hug, looking back on it, it's so haunting. to know that these two wouldn't even make it through 2010. Because Guerrero would die before 2006, and Benoit would die midway through 2007. So haunting to look back on it nowadays, but it's a classic, and I can't deny that. Number 3, Undertaker versus Michaels. Aha! Their Mania 25 match. Yes, I like this a little bit more than Mania 26. It's very hard to describe how great this match is that hasn't already been said. It's the best match on Mania 25, for God's sake. Because we all knew it was going to be the best match on Mania 25. Sean Pona also. For God's sakes, Taker about freaking broke his neck when he did that dive on the Sim Snuka. What else do you want from me, folks? The counters, the emotion, Taker's facial reaction when Sean kicked out of the tombstone. Sweet Chin Music's all for you. No kick out. That last ride was so impactful. Tombstone after Taker countered it off of a moonsault. 1, 2, 3. I just can't describe this match, folks. Very good. Number 2, my favorite Mania Taker match. Kane versus The Undertaker. I was so close to putting this at number 1, but I recognize I would have been biased as hell. I talked about this match in length. You could talk about my favorite Undertaker matches, top 30 favorite Undertaker matches. My favorite Mania match for Taker, Kane's Mania debut, and probably Kane's best match, I will be honest. What else do I have to say about this match? If you want to know how I feel about this match, go watch my favorite, my top 30 Undertaker matches. All I'm going to say. But number 1, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin and their I Quit submission match. Mania 13, the best match on that card. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Not Kevin. I have hiccups, oh no. Ken Shamrock, a special guest referee. This match has been talked to death over the years. Oh God, I'm going to get made fun of. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm going to be made fun of, and I don't care. This match was fantastic. What else do I have to say about this match that hasn't already been said? I am feeling that I have a feeling that the hiccups are coming back, and I'm scared. This was a great match. Not great. This was a flawless match. Austin as the heel, Bret as the babyface, double turn in the end was brilliant. Austin bleeding like a stuffed pig. If you do not quit now, if you do not say anything, I will stop this match. Austin and the sharpshooter screaming in agony. No, he's powering out the sharpshooter. The commentators are losing their mind about it. The chair shots, the post spots. This was a brawl. These two literally killed each other. Bret not letting go, and Austin getting the respect he deserves and solidifying his babyface run. One of the best babyface runs, or one of the best draws in the 90s. Draw more money I think the Hulk Hogan ever did. This was a fantastic match. Highly recommend watching this match. It's my favorite Mania match, probably of all time. And yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with what I said? What is your favorite Mania match of all time? Post down in the comment section below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I am also Basics. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.